National Nutrition Natural Health Reviews. 3 minutes of the latest naturopathic info with Canada's leading nutrition experts. Watch, learn, and get healthy naturally.
Hi, I'm Naturopathic Doctor Jonathan Beatty, health expert here at Nationalnutrition.ca. One of the things I want to discuss today is something I see in my office on an almost daily basis, and that's menopause. Now, menopause is a normal transition period in a woman's life where she goes from fertile to infertile. It's basically when her reproductive cycles begin shutting down. For lack of a better term, it's essentially reverse puberty. And if you remember going back to the time when you first hit menarche or you had your first cycle and you were going through puberty and your body was developing into a reproductive machine, all of those systems are shutting down and your body's recreating a new state of balance or a new state of what we call homeostasis. And homeostasis it's actually a dynamic state whereby your body is constantly shifting hormone levels, blood pressure, insulin levels to try and create a state of normality or a state of consistency. So when you try to create a new state of homeostasis, there's often disruption in this. And as your body's trying to figure out what the new normal should be, there can be a number of symptoms that go with that. And typically what we see in menopause is low levels of estrogen causing a variety of different symptoms. It can be characterized by hot flashes, mood swings, but more importantly, there is an increased risk of osteoporosis as well as heart disease and stroke because estrogen is an important hormone needed by the body for bone health and to repair our cardiovascular system. And if the levels of estrogen drop too low, then that can put you at an increased risk of some of these diseases. So managing the symptoms of menopause is really, to me, it translates to managing the risk of developing other problems more severe, such as osteoporosis and cardiovascular diseases. Now, I hope I didn't underscore how debilitating some of the symptoms of menopause can be, because a woman who suffers from night sweats and hot flashes, emotional mood swings, these things can be very debilitating and can absolutely interfere with quality of life. So I don't mean to underscore those symptoms, but I do want to point out that those symptoms indicate as well an increased risk of more serious conditions. So that's why we always want to look at managing menopause symptoms. Yes, make you more comfortable in your body today, but also ensure that your body's healthy for tomorrow. So some of the things we need to do are ensure adequate progesterone and estrogen levels. Some of the things that you can use to manage these levels are Vitex agnus castus, or it's something we call chasteberry. And chasteberry is a really interesting herb. It actually works on the pituitary gland to help your body regulate hormones called FSH and LH. And these are the hormones that actually regulate estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone production. And by helping to regulate the FSH and LH, that can actually help to regulate symptoms of menopause. Additionally, as your body's going through this transitional period, you'll have periods of high estrogen, periods of low estrogen, and normalizing estrogen metabolism is important. So I'll typically recommend something like DIM or diindol methane, which is an extract of broccoli or the brassica family of vegetables. And it's very effective at helping your body normalize estrogen production, as well as improve the way in which your body metabolizes and excretes estrogens. Also, you could consider something like Dong Quai, which can help with symptoms of too low estrogen. It can actually help your body to normalize your estrogen levels and produce a little bit more if you are deficient. And I also recommend vitamin B5 and B6, as these specific B vitamins are heavily involved in the normal metabolism of hormones. So ensuring you have adequacy of these nutrients can also be very effective. And then sometimes, sort of for spot treatment, I'll also use either red clover or black cohosh. And the reason behind this is these plants contain something called an isoflavone, specifically genistein and dadzane. And what these isoflavones do is they actually behave as plant estrogens. And so if your estrogen levels are too low, they can kind of supplement your estrogen levels. But interestingly, they're not as active as the estrogens your body produces endogenously. So if your estrogen levels are too high, taking these can actually interfere with the normal activity of estrogen and can suppress the symptoms of too high estrogen. So I find them great normalizers for symptoms and very beneficial for women who fall at both ends of the estrogen spectrum, both for people with low estrogen and people with high estrogen. I do find that these herbs really help to normalize their body's response to estrogen. So if you do suffer from menopause symptoms, I hope some of these hints and tips will help you manage your symptoms more effectively. Check out more of our natural health videos. Check out our YouTube channel, subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. And always remember, knowledge is health.